Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Unbearable 73. So it's time to get back to Bleach. For those who wonder why I stopped at 11, I didn't have access to episodes 12 or later, 12 or 13, even though they came out at the time. I didn't have access to them. Yeah, I know you can sell the high seas, but sometimes there are no ships to raid on the high seas, so to speak. But now I have 12 through 17, so we can get moving on those. Um, so let's see. So this episode is episode 12, Everything with the Rain, June Truth. Now, Bleach fans remember, anytime an episode has the word rain in it, right? It's about Ichigo's mother. Okay? Same thing for the manga. So this is the other half of Ichigo's origin. There's still a little more about Ichigo's origin to be revealed further up, but there are questions about Ichigo's power set and how it works that people have been asking for over the entirety of Bleach. That in retrospect, Kubo planted seeds for, so he knew this was coming. Unlike say, Kishimoto, who retconned a lot of stuff in. There's a lot of fine little details here and there about the way Ichigo's powers worked, why he lost his powers after he used the final Getsuga Tensho, and so forth. Basically, because he was using his blunt, the Quincy power, the final Quincy power that burns you out. Because Ichigo had never even tapped his Soul Reaper powers prior to right now. Okay. So, and there's a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of other drop-ins over the years, and this is the episode where it all comes together. Okay. So we right away start off with Ishin returning to the Soul Society, keeping Masaki out of his report to Old Man Genocide. He's pretty much all in for her at this point. Masaki begins to suffer the side effects of her wound, and what appears to be a hollow's hole begins forming in her chest. Ryu moves her from his mansion, and coincidentally, Hollow attacks that Ishin arrives to save them from. That's the scene you see. This is the best. This is my thumbnail for it. The scene you see with me. Ishin is a badass character. If I would love to see, the one thing about the way Bleach ended, and it's kind of melancholy. There's so many great established characters that, not that I want filler per se, but I would love to see stories of what the previous 1,000 years of them doing stuff with their abilities and having an impact. But then it would seem worthless because they all get sideswiped. I mean, at a fundamental level, I get spoilers to the end of it. The only ones who matter are basically Ichigo, Aizen, and Urahara. Okay, arguably one or two others, but I mean, fundamentally, every other character, no matter what the story arcs, are either only functions in terms of get those characters through the final arc. So Urahara shows up, and he connects the plight of Misaki to the artificial holification project that sort of led him to be exiled. Now, if you're curious about the holification thing, you go way back to the Iron Car story arcs and rewatch or reread those. But basically, there were some experiments to try to increase the power of Soul Reapers by letting them access their inner hollow powers. I'm grossly simplifying it, okay? But because of the cycle of reincarnation, right, everyone has a potential to become a hollow, right? So Soul Reapers are the opposite of hollows. This episode, in fact, explains it quite well. Urahara literally spells it out for people. So there were some experiments which Aizen, if I remember correctly, Aizen and Urahara were doing together, and Urahara got exiled for them, okay? So, the ongoing reveal of Ichigo's origin as being of Quincy descent, back to when it was first revealed in the manga, now it makes complete sense. I mentioned this before. Okay, now this is why making notes for these things are a good thing. I should follow my own notes. So, we now know why Ichigo's final Getsuga Tensho against Aizen sealed away his powers, because he was using his Quincy powers of the late still. The late still, when a Quincy uses it, seals the powers away. And then what happened was, when he got the power boost from the Shinigami that turned them back on, his Zengetsu basically use that to unseal his Quincy powers. It explains why Zangetsu looks just like Yawik. It explains why no one could absorb Ichigo's Bankai, since basically it's not a Bankai per se, but it's the Quincy powers that Yawik shared out to Ichigo. And by the way, at this point, I need to mention that Yawik's his special Quincy power is where he can share his own out and absorb it back later after receiving the Quincy power has grown. So if Yawik gives you 10 Quincy power units, to use my term, and you grow it to 15, he can absorb all 15 back later. Okay, and all the Quincy powers except for Ichigo's are, and I think Ichigo's mom are linked to him in that way. Okay, he can basically withdraw the powers at will. He might have to kill them for that. I don't know the details exactly. So Ishin shows up, of course, that he's awesome. He's willing to give his entire life to save Masaki. Ishin is one of the favorite B supporting characters in the whole thing. I'll be honest, back when it came in the manga, I really didn't like the connection to Ryukin. I thought overly complicated story, but as I said, Kibo was looking to wrap things up pretty quickly. So this episode is 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching my video. Smash the like button if you liked it. Hit dislike if you didn't. Comment down below if you want to hear more questions from me about this video. Please share. Blah, blah, blah. I hate doing the blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I believe, by the way, the first 13 episodes are out on Blu-ray, so if you like them, you should go buy them. And they have in English, and Bleach is doing English audio from the beginning now. They're possible to air that way, but I usually watch Japanese with the subtitles for reasons I'll go into other videos. Thank you.